Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Welcome to Darkness in Dublin, or is it over Dublin? One of the two. Um, this is a scene for the Changeling venue. Tonight's festivities are set 2 days in the future because, well, we won't be around playing at that time because we have lives and breaks and whatnot. So this scene is set for New Year's Eve. Azalea has offered people a party for New Year's Eve. Anybody that's interested was told the docks to meet at, and when people arrive, they will see her boat sitting there moored at the dock. And that's where we shall begin.
I guess I'll start. Zeke will appear on the docks and look up at the ship and let out a whistle of an impressed whistle. Zeke is dressed in a black suit and bow tie and looks pretty much like he does in the picture, except he's not wearing the goggles tonight. He's walking with a cane, slowly walking, and he'll approach the gangplank, I guess.
And at the top of the plank, you'll see a woman standing there, and she gestures for you to come on up.
he'll slowly come up, but he's obviously transfixed on checking out the ship.
It is a large, beautiful ship, ornate and old. Definitely not something like they do make in modern days.
This is a mighty fine ship you have here, he'll say as he gets to the top.
Thank you very much.
He will offer his hand.
She will accept it.
Zeke Littlechild.
Baroness Azalea Bloodwater, welcome aboard my ship.
He'll step back at the mention of the title and give a slight bow. He can't kneel, but it's obvious why he's not kneeling. He's walking heavily on the cane.
You're welcome to cruise around the deck while we wait for any other passengers.
He gets a bit of a grin on his face and starts exploring the deck like only a knocker could. Although he's careful not to disturb anything that seems relatively important.
Who's next?
I nominate Marcus's tribute.
I nominate you. Go.
God damn it, I will fight you.
Fucking do it.
Do it. You'll win and I'll feel silly. Okay. Dressed in the golden articulated plate that you see pictured here, a man in the dreaming will make his way slowly along the docks. He has he has the hammer sigil of House Dougal etched into the armored plate, and is being followed by one female troll in very similar, if somewhat less ornate, gold armoring. They will make their way slowly up the gangplank. The eyes of the she, once again the same brilliant golden hue, darting around, looking at each one of the fixtures and the fastenings, before he will stand on the deck opposite Azalea and will offer a slight inclination of his head. It is a pleasure to make your acquaintance. It is a rather interesting mode of transportation you possess.
She does what I need, and she'll kind of pat the railing, almost affectionately.
If one may ask, whose artifice is she?
Who created her initially? I'm not certain.
In that case, he will once again say, "My name is Count Tintagel Flickerflame. A pleasure to make your acquaintance."
He said count,
Count.
and she will give a slight bow and nod. Baroness Azalea Bloodwater.
Oh, sorry, he will have added the app Dougal because Evan brain spaced and didn't.
Need
Pleasure.
not.
A pleasure to make your acquaintance, Baroness. This is my, he will gesture to the troll standing behind him. This is Sir Arja ap Dougal, my bodyguard.
Welcome aboard. Try not to fall overboard. The metal armor will sink you down fast.
We are well aware of this. As you have shown me your ship, my freehold is still as yet outside the city. I have yet to speak to the Duke about permission to bring it in. Perhaps you've heard of Levite, or the City in the Clouds.
That's yours. That's quite a city.
Sorry,
From what
castle in the clouds. I can fucking brain today, Evan. Jesus.
That's quite a castle, I've heard.
I thank you. In that case, I shall let you get to the rest of your guests, Baron. Though I have no doubt we shall speak later. He will extend his hand to, basically in the old-fashioned kind of kissing to kiss yours, if that makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
So if you let him kiss the hand, he will do. If not, he will.
You will.
Just okay. He will kiss your hand gently, just on the knuckle bone of the ring finger, and we'll walk onto the main deck proper.
There is an excited knocker, not really running around, but wandering around, going.
Oh, I suppose it would be yeah. Kim, I need ruling on something.
Can you feel the way I'm looking at you right now? Oh yes,
With
what
love?
is your ruling?
With love and turnips? Loving turnips? Do you love turnips?
I hate turnips.
Because this guy is famous and for a very specific reason. Would it be intelligence Greymere to identify the things, or what would it be?
I honestly can't remember. I just spent half my life looking at your sheet, and I can't remember if you have living legend.
I don't. I can't really have living legend myself.
That sounds like a you problem.
I can't have living legend me. That would be really weird.
Sounds like a you problem. I have
does
living
have-
legend Kimberly Staples, but I mean, fuck.
I
have living legend me.
Technically, I do.
Pop the shit out of my back.
No, it's just the fame and the very
fame.
Yeah.
Honestly, fame too is just kind of like some people know you, some people don't.
That's fair. The knocker will most definitely know
fame
him.
ain't even on the fucking changeling thing. I let that slip from mage, so yeah.
Okay, I'll be quiet. I'll curl up in the corner and die. It's okay. Don't worry about it.
Side
Good.
eye.
Then we can burn that Seville character on your grave.
Sorry, what were you thinking about the knocker?
This character is famous in certain circles, particularly in crafting circles, for a very specific reason. And I said the knocker would probably know it.
Send me a Facebook.
Sorry, continue on, Mark. It's your turn.
Dressed in just exactly as you see him in the picture, he walks up to the gangplank. He's carrying a large package. This party for everybody?
It is.
Okay. He starts walking up the gangplank. If you get really close to him, you can smell the scent of blood that's coming off of his gauntlets. It's old blood, not like new blood. And he has a red bandana tying that's around his head. And he busts out the package, and it's a cake shaped like a ship.
She gestures for one of the crew to come and take it somewhere for the trip.
Random ass bog in number 52 will come up, take it, and bring it down.
I know the dog was in my background. He's yelling at his sister because she's not giving him enough space for them to go to sleep.
Sad times. About to be like, Marcus, I didn't know you owned a puppy. There goes my hopes and dreams.
You can pretend if you want.
I'm not gonna pretend this random dude owns a dog.
He's
Welcome
like,
aboard.
thanks, Kincaid Duncern.
Azalea, Baroness. Need an
Wait a
on.
second. That's what appellation is that? You're what? I'm not trying to be. No, you're a baroness. I get that, but there's a thing. Like when I call you your name, there's a thing in front of it. What is it?
Captain.
Okay. Is there anything else? Like your ladyship or your lordship? It's one of those. Which one is it?
She lets out a hearty laugh. No, I don't need that. Squandering. I'm a captain. That's what I do.
Okay. Is her kith like? Is she like super obvious?
She is very issue.
He blinks. Wait a minute. You're a countess, and you're a
Baroness.
baroness, and you're a wow. Did you have to off somebody for that, or?
She's gonna just grin. Maybe we'll talk about it later.
Okay, I'm gonna go say hi to people now. Don't
There's
worry,
a
I'm not
count
gonna.
wandering around.
I'm not gonna eat your ship or anything.
Good. I'd prefer if you don't eat my guests, but if they're too much trouble, she puts her hands up like,
I'm not supposed to do that. I'm
you're right.
sad
not.
now. I'm very, very, very sad right now. You point me at the people there, over there. Okay, thanks. I'll bother you now.
And she smiles and just nods to him, letting him go.
He will avoid the people working on the ship because he knows what happens when he gets close to them. And then go to where all the guests are gathered.
That means you can talk to the red cap now.
Zeke will nod to to Marcus's character, Kincaid.
I made a cake. Eat the fucking cake. It's tasty.
I have no doubt.
Just saying. She's not back yet. They tell me I can't go get her. I'm not happy.
Does he actually have a cake?
Yeah.
Oh.
One of the crewmen took it.
They took my cake. It's downstairs.
Okay.
And just move things along. As once all the passengers are aboard, who are going for a little night out, Azalea will head up to the steering the wheel of the ship and start barking out orders. They'll pull up the gangplank, pull up the lines from the dock, and the ship will begin pulling out and then rising up into the air. And you can see the lights of the city down below. And then the ship moves really quickly, and you notice a hole in the air appear as the ship passes through it. And it travels quickly along the trod to a beautiful little island. And as it approaches, you can see that the sun's like fully set. It's evening. There are so many stars in the sky. And the ship comes in, smoothly lands into the water. You'd almost think that she's done this a few times. And it pulls up to the dock, and you can see a small pirate town, basically. Well, yeah, it's considered a small pirate town, more or less, but yeah. And she gestures, "Welcome to the dream of Tortuga." And you can
Is that in
see that there's
Scotland?
the original Tortuga was in the Caribbean.
Oh. Mm.
There's a tavern for drinking. You can stay aboard the ship and watch out at sea as we open the trods to the various locales around the world to watch the celebrations. And as we have our own celebration here.
So how's all this work?
How does all of what work?
I mean, he doesn't look at the she real hard, but he looks in the general direction of the she. Don't people get kind of ways about you having a secret magic island out in the middle of nowhere that they don't get to hang out at?
Well, I've considered opening it up to let others come in, but I always worry that people will... What's the term? Misuse the gift.
Mm.
As to how it works, Master Redcap, you would have to be more specific.
Well, I mean, not like the magic part, just like the rules part.
Define rules part.
See, I have a natural inclination to break those rules. So I just was wondering what it was. I mean, like, so I go down to the pirate town. It's rootin', tootin', rock'em, sock'em, beat face, right?
There's drinking, there's women. There'll be a brawl, I'm certain of it. There usually is.
And if I stay on the boat, I gotta be nice.
Ah,
If you stay on the boat, you can't break the boat. If you want to drink, you're welcome to. I can even have women brought to the ship if you wish, or men.
They
your
won't fit the bill.
question then. He kind of, without looking up from where his eyes are kind of, locked on the horizon, and he'll say, your question, as it pertains to why or how this works, is more how this island can exist without what you perceive as she-dominating rule and the boot of law.
I didn't say that, you did.
I am brutally aware of what I said and the words of my voice. However, I am merely intimating an in fact correctness of my above statement. It
I don't know what you
exists.
said.
He will turn and he will fix Kincaid in a stare with those brilliant golden eyes, and he will say, it works, Mr. Kincaid. Or, sorry, it works, Master Redcap. Simply put, because this is the dream of such things. This is the dream of rum and Caribbean nights, of pirates and all that they represent. So it is the dreaming keeps this place with its own rules, and the dreaming's rules trump any given by the she. Did I die?
No, you did not.
Okay. Yeah, so he will say, yeah, as I said, he said, the dreaming's rules trump any given by the she.
Kincaid, he doesn't say thank you because he knows that's bad. He just he says, huh. So I'll be needing to get off the boat. Ship thing.
As you wish.
You all are gonna stay on the boat, I assume.
Some of my crew will. They drew the short straws.
And you're
Without-
gonna go off the boat.
Oh, sorry, continue.
She'll nod.
Get him.
I will just say, without looking around and without saying who's staying, who's going, Tintagel will gesture for his bodyguard, and the two of them will walk down the gangplank. By the way, sorry, just an important question for Natalie. You didn't disarm us or anything dramatic, did you?
Nope.
Okay.
You'll notice that most of the crew here that you saw had swords, pistols. Some of them look chimerical, some of them don't.
You all hear a sound that sounds like someone broke someone's arms when Kincaid brings he flexes his hands in his gauntlets and he says, "Okay." Then
You're welcome to fight. Try not to kill. It's hard to replace people, especially ones that are skilled at seamanship.
Zeke's gonna look up at Azalea. Would you mind terribly if I explored your ship a little bit?
Certainly, and she'll gesture to one of the people. Give him a bit of a tour. Show him around. Make sure he doesn't get into anything.
He actually gets a smile on his face like a kid on Christmas.
Random knocker number 72 will walk up. You know, do that "I got you, boss" kind of nod. Then just look at the other knocker. Proceed to say several very, very unpleasant words to To those of you who don't know knocker talk, sounds utterly horrible, and that he just gave him the worst insult of his life. But, you know, knockers tough
He
love.
responds with a equally nasty comment back.
Okay, you didn't let me finish though. Are you actually replying with a nasty comment, or are you replying with a nasty comment that's good? Because that's how knockers interact. There are good nasty comments, and then there are "I'm gonna beat your ass" nasty comments. He was doing the good nasty comments.
Standard way knockers, knocker response.
Okay. 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 He gives you that, okay. Not shabby, and he takes you down below.
I can just imagine the she listening, overhearing this.
I'm a member of House Dougal. Do you have any idea how often I deal with knockers?
Yeah, you'll probably understand some of it. Not too terribly much, though.
Oh,
Most
you know,
of it was
my
just kinda
point is
like-
not that I understand it, but my point is more, I hear them scream and swear at each other all the time.
He's not as phased by it.
Yee.
And she will let the people come down. There's the tavern. There's a whorehouse. There's a larger building up higher in the little cove, basically, that they're in. It looks probably like it's a private house. And she makes her way towards the tavern.
Kincaid will go to the place that. Well, where does he smell food?
The tavern.
He will go into the cavern and he will begin to eat.
Oh, and she's also going to have the cake brought over.
He doesn't touch the cake. He does eat anything else though. Like he just orders a bunch of food and eats it. And just sits there at the table, stuffing his face and burping and just being generally disgusting red cat. Though he does do it all with a knife and fork.
And she will drink, and as certain times of the night roll around, if people aren't wanting to talk, they'll open the trods to various locations because this place goes lots of places. And like you'll get to watch the fireworks and stuff going off at different places around the world as they're happening, like New York City, London. What are other big famous places? Paris, maybe. Las Vegas. And that's going to happen throughout the night at various points as they count down. And when it reaches midnight, where they are, there she'll have fireworks launched off. All sorts of fireworks just shot off, but not at the ship. Probably from the cannons on the ship up and out, so they're over the cove towards the water. Because she doesn't want to burn her ship or her freehold. And that's what's going to happen periodically through the night. So just conversate with who you want as you want.
Tintagel will have wine. He won't drink or eat overly much. And he will probably spend a lot of time watching the fireworks, being rather quiet. But eventually, when the fireworks are done, he will dab his mouth with a handkerchief, very delicately, and he will walk to the Red Cap and he will say, "Master Red Cap, do you mind if I ask you something?"
Excuse me. Sure. What do you need? What, sir? I don't know which appellation. What do you need?
On the ship, you said that they had taken someone and that they wouldn't let you get her back.
Yeah.
I merely wished context for the statement.
I have become like he puts the food down. He stops eating. Like it's almost like he's not hungry anymore. And he shoves like the entire table to the side. He then fixes like this death glare on everyone else at the table. The basically says, "Get up now." Does anyone not get up?
Several people don't get up. They eating, dude.
As long as most of the table got up, he's good.
Mm-hmm.
And he looks over at he goes, well, her name is Cece. We became more than friends. And as an unseelie redcap, like myself, I have different rules about possession when it comes to those sorts of things. And she had basically agreed to it. Basically. We hadn't gotten to the particulars. But I had grown fond of the dynamic. And at some point, someone, I don't accuse people of things. The lady in black says, I should think before I speak. Someone at some point took her elsewhere to another kingdom. And I had options. I could have been a stupid redcap and just walked up there and tried to get her back, at which point I died and she wouldn't have been free. So I went and got help. That help consisted of people who are good with their mouths and power. I'm not. I understand what I cannot do. But they say that there are wheels in motion for her return. And I somehow feel that I did not back her play strong enough. I showed no fear. I would have gone. But cooler heads prevailed from one I respect, not because of title and rank, but because of reputation. I'm never going to make it if I just try and eat everything. So, patience. For now.
Zeke will join them in where they are after the tour is done.
He'll nod his head, and he will fix his circlet properly on his head as he says, what is love, if not possession? To possess someone's heart. He will look at Kincaid. No, it's not Kincaid, is it? Sorry, what's the name of the character? Kincaid. He will look at Kincaid with very, very sad eyes. The rest of his face maintains that very traditional she kind of ignoble iciness, but his eyes speak volumes as to pain. And he says, I hope that the wheels will speed her to you again, my friend. One way or the other.
They know how to do this. And if she comes back to me, I don't know if she'll be the same. There are many hungers a redcap has. We try and feed them all.
There is a nod. He will kind of his brilliant golden eyes will flick as Zeke joins them, kind of like just to acknowledge the fact he's there before he looks back. I will point out, Kim, you're probably just writing, Zaisho x Ikiro smut. So you're already, you don't have to make
No.
puns.
I'm not. Screw you. I'm writing other stuff. Okay, you don't know what's in my Google documents. Okay, politely back off.
Not with other characters.
Or what she's planning in Facebook land.
I ain't even looking at Facebook. Facebook makes me sad.
When GMs are presented with walls of text, we weep tears of blood.
Sweet,
Not even
beautiful
that.
tears of blood.
It's just like, why go to Facebook when I could keep writing my story though? But anyway, yeah.
Why are you different?
I assume he was addressing this to me.
Mm-hmm.
What do you mean by different?
It's hard for us to understand you nobles. You're all so different. You all do things to keep yourselves apart. The power makes you different. The way you all wield the power makes you different. And the things that you all do and say sometimes makes me feel like you are not Kithian. You are something else.
Intangible will say, you just said it yourself. The way we wield power. No two nobles are the same. Perhaps I'm just different. House Dougal strives for... He contemplates. Ultimately, beauty. A world filled with creations of wonder. I will respect anyone who can create something of beauty, majesty, and wonder, regardless of how high or how low. Maybe we're just taught different lessons. But to answer your question, I think it is more so the fact that you are missing one whom you love, and I am cursed and bound to miss one who I care for, until such time as the dreaming gives her back to me. So, you ask me, why am I different? It is not necessarily that we are the same, but more so, in this one regard, we are both lacking those whom we love.
I gotta fill the hole with something.
And what hole are we filling? As she sits down at the table.
The yawning emptiness that is me being a red cap.
Let's see. Yawn and emptiness. Red cap. Could send you there. There's plenty to eat, but that little fella, he's tricky.
I like Zeke. He built a toy for me. Want to see a picture?
If you can get it to work in the dreaming.
No, I didn't bring it with me, but trust me, it's a gift. It's not mine. It's for someone else.
Ah. A special someone, I take it.
Jeez. Let's put it this way. I don't know that she'll want it when she comes back.
Would she want it right now?
She's the most alive creature I've ever met.
Oh, why didn't you bring her with you?
Not possible right now.
That sounds like a story. Why is it not possible?
You haven't heard?
It depends on what you're referring to. I've heard many things.
About what happened up north?
Oh, the prince and his little... Oh, what I wouldn't give to just open fire on that castle.
He goes,
Lay the
he looks
prince
around, he
bare.
goes, you can't say that. None of us can say that.
Oh, I can say that I want to, but that doesn't mean I'm going to.
This place has ears.
And they all belong to me, save his. And she kind of tilts her head towards the count. I'm kind of torn on that whole thing with the girl. I feel like it's right on that gray area of, right of rescue, which would justify going in there.
By doing that, you would claim that a noble lord would not, or rather is a force of banality.
Hence why I said it's that gray area. There's no
But
good
it's-
answer for it.
Tintagel will look down into his wine goblet and he'll say, but there is no grey area. Is he or is he not Kithane? Is he or is he not a force of banality? If the answer is yes and no in either order, then the answer becomes clear. It is not black, it becomes clear, black and white. However, if the answer is he is Kithane, yes, and is not a force of banality, no, then unfortunately the answer is it does not require the right of rescue. And to invoke such in a king's own domain, well, that would not end well.
Hence why it's a gray area.
I've been thinking,
Tintagel. Sorry, continue.
that the problem is that I've stayed out of changeling politics as much as I could. Hell, I even joined a damn Corby. But
It's not a bad idea, but it's good to branch out.
when someone needed me, someone I really cared about, someone needed me, I didn't have the power to help them.
What kind of
It's
power
the
do
only
you
kind
need
of power.
to help them?
This kind. And he points to you and Titangel. Titangel? I know that name.
It's because it's really famous in the King Arthur legend. Tintagel Castle is where Arthur was born. Oh, sorry, but I was being pointed at. What context? I was drinking something.
To the countess and the she noble. He just says that's the kind of power I needed, and I didn't have it.
What are you good at?
Hunting.
Hunting. All right. So you're good with navigation or just tracking?
I can find anything hidden.
Find anything hidden. Oh, now you're piquing my interest. You want a job?
No. I want to figure out what I need first. Then I might want a job.
Well, see, a job with me could kind of start getting you that rank and title that you need. Start you off as a squire. Better work, prove yourself, become a knight.
They don't have red cap knights.
And that's
They do,
just
as
the
a matter of
reason
fact.
why
Sorry,
I'd be
continue.
more than happy to have you, if you're interested.
They got Sealy red cap knights. They don't got unsealy red cap knights.
Well, it's a good thing I'm unseelie then.
No. I'm dealing from a position of weakness. At this point, I need to become stronger so that the offers come to me.
Pretty sure I did just give you an offer, but
Because I'm weak right now. No, I understand that you're probably being very honest and very helpful. I get that. But it's
an opportunity to become stronger. In the way you say you need.
it's not the way we do things. You see, in my society, when you take it,
Okay.
I have to figure out how to take this my way. Like, I understand there's etiquette and rules in your world, but in my world, I gotta live up to that side too.
She pushes her drink
So-
forward and leans forward on the table. In case you haven't figured it out, I'm a pirate. I take what I want. I very much relate
you
to
ain't-
that taking what you need, what you want.
Yeah, but you ain't responsible for a 25-year-old Hispanic chick.
No, I'm responsible for everyone on this island. Everyone in my crew.
Let me think
Baroness
on it.
Bloodwater, I think you're slightly missing the point. Once again, swirling his wine in his cup. I beg your pardon, Master Redcap. I never did acquire your name.
Kincaid Duncern.
Mine is Count Tintagel Flickerflame Ap Dougal. A pleasure to make your acquaintance. You are offering him something, which means it is in your power to offer. And you are offering him something now at this moment in time because he has expressed the fact that he lacks something. This is not him standing triumphant in a moment of victory and those whom would seek to offer him things coming to him because he is great in that moment. Am I correct in my assertion, Mr. Kincaid? Oh, sorry. Go ahead, sir.
He goes, I
can offer you something else that I think is more in keeping with what you want. You said you hunt things, yes?
He says, I.
Well, simple. He will look at the knocker and he'll say, I do beg your pardon, sir. What is your name?
Zeke, little child.
You have already heard mine. It is a pleasure to make your acquaintance.
It is a pleasure to meet you.
Mr. Littlechild, I ponder something. Do you know who I am?
You have a certain reputation for doing a certain thing.
He'll smile and he'll say, Mr. Kincaid, I forge wonders, treasures, the likes of which are borne by kings, emperors, knights, and fools alike, who must do a task. You kill monsters, things that hunt the darkness. You hunt them, you kill them, and you no doubt consume them. However, if you bring to me... you can.
Not my fault.
Sorry, you just completely broke my thread of thought. No, he'll say, you kill these things that stalk the night, stalk the dreaming. Many of them are magical. Many of them are powerful. Many of them are old. Bring me something from each thing you kill. Something powerful. Their heart, their fang, their claw. Bring me enough of these things, and I will make you something that will make you powerful. And it will be off the sweat of your own brow, where you will have gathered each kill in turn.
They got sharks in these waters?
Oh dear.
She thinks for a moment. Probably out of ways. Not sure that they're your atypical sharks. Go out too far, you'll start getting into those nightmarish giant ones. Ten times the size of my ship. But they need the deeper water, so... Well, I'm sure they have to eat.
No, I mean, are they good eating? Do they taste good?
I don't know, I've never eaten one.
Wanna?
I'm game.
Kim, can we go hunt sea monsters now?
Oh, I have something better.
Oh, crap.
Oh, shit. Why do you sound dirty and eat now? Ichiro's in the other game. Ichiro's...
I was going to let you guys play a little bit more before I decided to throw this in here, but that's up to y'all.
I swear she's smiling.
That
I mean, I am
little
grin. Feelies, but
that's never a good sign.
Oh god, no, she's drunk!
No. Kind of wish I was. We do have like half a bottle of booze in the kitchen, though. I might go get that, but I got work in the morning. And I say morning, but I mean like at 4:30 in the afternoon. But
which is your morning?
Okay. I got pictures for him, so.
I'm gonna die.
No, you're not.
If it helps, if you die, I'll use your heart to make something cool, because I'm pretty sure a magical reagent could be the heart of a red cap.
Oh, you dirty. Oh.
That hook?
the only person with a flaw you can play with.
Oh my. Well.
Awkward?
I may have stolen his ship.
You did what?
Oh dear.
You stole Captain Hook's ship?
Of
Yep.
course you did, otherwise it wouldn't be a good story, would it, Peter?
Too bad Biscuit's asleep, because I need my co-ST here. Thank you, Biscuit, for actually going to bed. Okay, so... okay. So, everyone's having a grand old time. Having fun, drinking, doing piratey stuff. I don't fucking know. And another ship pulls up. Of course, you guys couldn't really see it coming. It was shrouded in a dense fog that kind of came in as the evening progressed. And now it's docked. A single lone figure walks off the gangplank and onto the docks as he slowly makes his way in town. In his hand, there's a handkerchief, and he's seeming to be rubbing his other hand with it. Perhaps it is a hand, perhaps it is less, or perhaps it is more. He takes his time looking at all the various buildings here, making not bad faces, and, well, having a pleasant time. As he walks further down, one by one, the rest of his crew comes off of the ship. This man is... He is a the fuck he gonna be? He gonna be a she. I feel like that kind of bitch today. He is she. Let's get it. Come dance. Anyway. The rest of his men, varying from trolls to boggins to knockers. There's even the odd red cat because, well, this is a pirate ship and unpleasant things happen on the sea. They eat well. Well, they eat well on the ships, I should say. And they disembark and begin moving around, being what one can only describe as ruffians and annoyances, as they kind of bully the other patrons of this little town. He takes his time, but clearly is headed towards our lovely group of... I don't want to say heroes or anti-heroes. I'm going to just call y'all players. I'm not sure the other titles apply. So, he will walk up when he finishes, and he's standing a couple feet away. He moves the handkerchief away, revealing his hook, which is now polished very well and gleaming in the low light that the lanterns are given off. He looks around at each one of you, a playful little smirk on his face. Then he will make an extremely over-exaggerated bow to everyone, including the red cap. It's more of just that whole general quaha, where he's got his hook way up in the air, clearly flourishing it. Before he stands back up, hooks the edge of his trench coat with the hook and kind of swings it backward, adding that last little bit of flourish. Before he smiles and says, "Well, pleasant to see you all here this evening. How are you all?"
Azalea's gonna stand She knows that voice. She knows that hook. She knows that man. She's gonna turn to face him. Finally tracked me down, have ya?
Oh, I tracked you down quite some time ago.
Is that so? Is that so?
Indeed. But my question was not answered. I asked who everyone was.
This is him, that's her, and that's little him.
You wish to play games. I see. Either way, from what I can tell, when asking for title, you shouldn't be the first to speak anyway. Seems there is someone of higher rank. Quite a blunder there, my dear.
That only applies when you're in their domain. When you're in your own domain, which this is, you speak first because it's yours. And then he's welcome to say who he is.
Actual question there, Kim. Is this a freehold? Because
Yes.
if so, okay. Is it? Okay.
And my fucking jams came on, dude. It was a good night. He is completely disregarding the Baroness at this point because she is so below his notice and he's so pissed because he wants his shit back. So he just looks at the count. Still got that little, I don't know, I guess I'm gonna call it pirate swagger because pirate swagger, sure, why not? Kind of waiting for him to announce himself. Since the hostess did not really do a great job.
Since formal introductions have been requested, we shall adhere to custom. Allow me to then formally introduce myself. My name is Tintagio Flickerflame ap Dougal, Count of the Realm. A pleasure to make your acquaintance, sir.
Pleasure is all mine. It's good to see you. Looks to the red cap, because why not? Is he not gonna say anything?
He just listening. He wanted to know who I was. Is that what
Yeah.
I'm Crom Cruack. I'm the cook for the Bloody Head.
I'm just going to step in here. It's Crom Crua, not Cruac. Evan's Irish mythology just kind of smacked him in the side of the head there. Continue.
The boss is the only name that matters, and I can't give hers. I'm just a cook.
He grabs his elbow with his hand, and then his hook goes to his chin, like, you know, a hand, and he just kind of taps it as he looks you over, nods approvingly, says, if you're ever in need of a job, I could use a new cook.
He looks over at the lads. He just nods because that's how you talk to she or they kill you.
You can tell this is the most informal fucking G you've ever met in your life, perhaps next to Karina. No, he's kind of worse than Karina, which is saying something.
On that side note, Karina should spontaneously appear.
Yeah, kinda.
Dun, 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 Storm Fury!
The T-shirt Avenger has arrived. Oh, he just BRB'd on Facebook.
And then Tim just freaking disappears. Goodbye. There he goes. 7 days. So he'll look to the knocker next.
Let me see.
I might. So, I hope I didn't interrupt any parties. Oh, come now, don't be so silent and stoic.
No, you didn't interrupt anything. How could somebody as lowly as you interrupt anything?
Well, I suppose I'm better than thieving rats.
What's
Could've
your
learned
name,
better.
sir?
Me, I go by the name Captain Hook. Most people call me Hook. You may call me Captain.
Captain is not a noble title benefited and bestowed by the dreaming. Surely you would answer with your rank, were you any true she.
He just kind of shrugs. Captain Hook's the title I like to go by. It's fun. And it fits. He just kind of waves the hook.
He will Tintagel will very coolly turn his golden eyes to look at Azalea, and he will ask, does this individual possess title?
She's gonna look him over. Less than that of a squire.
Kind of funny because this dude's a duke. But that's just me, though.
Wonderful.
Just kind of, gonna throw that out there. But of course, he doesn't wear anything that you can tell. He that kind of bitch.
That kind of bitch he is? Mm-mm.
That kind of bitch.
That kind of bitch.
Because he is a kind of high enemy, so yeah.
Very coolly, Tintagel will once again return his view to the Hook figure, and he will say, you claim that Baroness Bloodwater has stolen from you.
Indeed, she has. And well, it is her most prized possession, it seems, so I have no doubt that you haven't seen it. In fact, if you just look that way, he points towards the docks, you can see it right there, my ship.
Is it small enough that it's hiding behind her ship? Because I see her ship, but
Hey, Ian, you want to roll some Dex Athletics?
1 second.
That limp. Okay, how are you going to dodge this? If you want to dodge this,
You know what? He's gonna take it and he's gonna get back up and go with it.
okay, if you want to take it, okay. He slices at you with his hook. and it digs into your shoulder. And holy fuck, it hurts.
Can I soak it?
Can't remember. Can people soak lethal? Yeah. Because that's lethal damage, yo.
Ow.
That is, I should probably roll. Oh god. Oh, no. Oh, that would be so bad. Oh, I almost hit something very bad. That'll... 3 lethal.
Ouch.
In that
And-
case, oh, sorry, continue.
He just lashes out and probably pulls away blood and chunks of fabric. When, you know, that's all done, he pulls out the handkerchief again and wipes down his hook. And he says, "Do you wish to keep being smart with me, oh little knocker Zeke?"
Do you wish to keep breaking hospitality?
Yes,
This man-
I
Pirates!
would.
This man has raised
Arrow knocked behind him.
very calmly, Tintagel will say, this man has raised valid grievance. And he was openly disrespected.
In someone else's home.
Well, that does raise the point. Once again, very calmly, I would ask you a question in that case, Captain, in order to ascertain the veracity of your statement, if you do not mind.
Go ahead.
No, he was talking to Hook, that captain, because there are two captains. He's going to call you Baroness and him Captain because it's just going to be easier to differentiate the two.
And
There are... Oh, sorry, continue, Kim.
I was just gonna say, he inclines his head slightly.
There are, at my count, about a dozen or so individuals capable of creating a craft like that, and I'm one of them. Who was it who designed and built your ship? If that is indeed your ship.
Kim is not known for coming up with names on the fly. But he'll give a name.
Does that name recollect with the list of people who could, in theory, build a ship like that?
Yes.
Excellent. He will nod and he will say, indeed, that is one such individual. Interesting. Baroness Bloodwater, do you deny the claims that you have stolen this man's property?
Quite so.
Very well.
Mutiny, by definition, isn't theft. It's
No,
putting
mutiny
somebody
by-
worthy of the position of captain in charge.
Oh, that is
Me-
not how
me-
it went down, and you know it.
You're right, I decided to be less violent about it and did so when it was going to kill the least number of people, saving lives. But that doesn't matter, does it?
That is certainly not how I remember it when my ship was stolen as I was sleeping.
Oh, Karina has an action ready. If Hook attacks literally anyone other than Baroness Azalea, he's getting an arrow directly in the head.
He already attacked somebody.
anyone else like the Baroness Azalea, but okay.
Wait, what?
He's already attacked somebody.
Mm-hmm.
He attacked the knocker.
Yeah, no, like,
He's
that's what
bleeding.
caused the arrow to come out. And it wasn't a lethal hit, and Evan's character was right. He was disrespected directly.
He will say, there is an easy method to decide this. Single combat and allow the dreaming to ascertain the winner.
I do not know the she here, but I second his idea. This is your quarrel.
Indeed.
Pistol,
Tintagel.
sword.
Oh, sorry. Continue.
Which will it be, oh great highness of yours?
Oh, come now. Highness. Really.
Well, you didn't like it when I called you Dookie.
Because Dookie is so annoying.
Cardinal, or not Cardinal, Tintagel will straighten, he will bow, and he will say, Your Grace, my apologies for the ignorance I have shown and the lack of formality that has been addressed towards you.
He doesn't care.
He will say, No, Madam, no, Baroness Bloodwater, however, I care.
Your Grace, I do also apologize for the Mexican standoff that I've started. That is the charm, correct?
He will return the bow to Tintagel, and then he will look to the Baroness. Say, yeah, I believe that's before, yeah.
Whoa, yeah, you what?
Oh, sorry. Yes, I believe. Oh my god, what the fuck is up with my voice? Hold on. And like Kim died off screen, but it was okay. She lived a really crappy life. Yes, that is the term.
I would like to point out, I feel like this was designed for kind of a yay, let's get the bad guy moment, and then they just got too ultra traditionalist she just being like, technically,
Yeah, no, traditional she are like, why is this our problem? Like, it's Karina only is because he swung at Zeke and did lethal damage. If he just backhanded Zeke, she would have been like, whatever. But he used that hook to draw blood, then she was like, all right.
I mean, he tried to backhand, but he used the wrong hand.
That's literally the only thing. But, yeah. I do not like being in the middle of quarrels that I have no bearing on.
No, Tintagel will walk up and he will look down at Zeke and he will say, Mr. Littlechild, please come with me. Let us step away from here.
Yeah, you'll get up and go with him.
He'll kind of deposit Zeke a safe distance away.
Yep. As Zeke is deposited, Karina will relax because she's like, that was literally the only thing I cared about. Like, she Kincaid, though. Where's Kincaid at?
Kim, does this character have living legend Captain Hook?
Oh, fuck yeah.
Excellent.
Okay, cool.
Kincaid literally is just standing there with his hands on the table, looking at all of the nobles. He hasn't said a word yet.
So this is Kincaid's. Does this seem like Kincaid? I don't give a fuck because y'all haven't fucked with me yet.
Much like the previous issue, it seems as if there seems to be some sort of diplomatic thing going down.
Okay.
And the person whose place this is and said, "Let's get it."
That's legit. She'll just nod to King.
In that case, one assumes that this duel will be to the death.
Draws and fires.
Really? Okay.
No, I gotta look up some fucking shit. I was gonna have this set for another thing because it was like 1:30 in the morning, but fucking okay. I was gonna try to be diplomatic. Fuck!
Not letting him take her ship.
Technically, it's not her ship, but okay.
Yeah, that sounds like a friendship.
I mean, I think Titagel feels ways while they're trying to, officially kind of stricture the duel, so they just shoots the other person.
Yeah, like that's not a duel, you guys. Like the duel is not
Yeah,
started.
no, that's publicly, directly breaking the right of life.
Yep. No, like yeah, this is kind of bad. Now I gotta look up a whole bunch of shit. Somebody might need to be rolling some banality triggers and shit too.
Outlaw. Eat it. Wilder. I can kill other changelings without banality triggers.
Depending on if it's your quest or not.
Yeah, this doesn't sound like a quest. This sounds like I'm a cap this bitch.
Also, Outlaw, you could have won if it had been a fair fight, but you just kind of shot him without there being a duel or anything. So it's not going to be a fair fight. So your Outlaw might have just been twisted a little bit if we really gonna start pulling like shit like that. Because if I remember, Outlaw was never do anything that benefits someone else more than you. It's definitely not going to benefit you all that well because you're a Baroness who just kind of shot a Duke while y'all were trying to get a duel worked out completely. So. Anyway, if you're going to shoot him, roll your damage because it's kind of a surprise action because he was kind of about to start working this shit out. So.
Okay, so that's the hit.
Also, you're doing that in ST rolls, by the way.
Oh, did I? Sorry.
I do it all the time, don't worry about it. People need to remind me, Evan, you're not rolling in there. Oh, shit!
That goes. That. He takes 2.
He soaks 3.
Damn.
Okay, really important question, Kim. What happens immediately after the bullet shot?
I actually don't know. Because, of course, I didn't write a sheet for this dude, so I don't really know what kind of arts he has. Like, I have a loose idea. But he gonna be kind of polite about this. Because he realized he is a very high-titled she. So he can be that dick. Also, when the shot rings out, his crew start coming out of the woodworks, by the way. And they look pissed. So, he will brush the bullet out of his armor, look over at her, and give her that, "Oh, honey, did you just really look?" A couple of his goons come over slightly. They're just kind of looking at him, making sure he's okay. They didn't see blood, so they ain't about to just like mark a person. And he looks over at her, and he'll just kind of very plainly say, "Well, that was interesting. Thought you would have aimed for a vital spot. I guess not."
You're trespassing.
Baroness Bloodwater, at this point I must ask, who is your liege lord?
She hasn't taken her eyes off of Hook And she simply repeats, "You're trespassing."
Answer the question, Baroness Azalea.
Hook looks very smug, and he's got his hand clasped behind his back, clasping at the hook.
I will point out very obviously Tintagel's hand is on his sword.
Jim, just so you know, Zeke's going to let Azalea's crew know what's going on.
Oh, I'm sure they have an idea now with the gunshot.
Oh, I mean, okay, I just want you to picture in your head this little knocker who's having some trouble getting around, trying to stop these big, crewmen that are just kind of surging past him
Well,
because they just heard a gunshot out, so they know what's about to go down. That's a show. Okay, except for some of the ones in the brothel. The ones in the brothel having relations. So, I mean, but if you want to break up their relations, that's up to you.
He's okay. Then he's heading back towards the docks.
Okay, because I mean, a gunshot is kind of loud. There were a couple deaf crewmen who you tell because they didn't know what was going on. But you got this though.
Surprise.
Surprise. So yeah, Hook's just looking hella smug at Azalea, waiting for the reply that I think everyone's waiting on.
I will answer your question once he's left.
Well, see, you just shot me for no good reason after we were planning a duel. So I think you can answer them, or I can answer them. Actually, no, you were planning a duel because you asked me which weapons we were going to do and use. Before I had a chance to reply, you shot me. Thus, we were beginning the stages to plan the duel. Try not to
decision.
Co-operative.
Your voice just faded to nothing.
You said it's a cooperative thing.
Allegations have been lodged and levied, and in the response to what would be considered the justification of the dreaming to determine the victor, shots have been illegally fired at a personage of higher peerage. This is a gravely serious matter.
And so, in that vein, Baroness Azalea, I will ask you to answer the Count's question.
Hold on, I have to find what her name is again. I forgot. There we go. Okay, I found it. Okay. I'm glad I wrote it down because I would forget like every time if I didn't.
It's Thadris.
Yeah. She doesn't take her eyes off Hook, but she says, "Duchess Thadris Rian, now leave."
Your Grace, do you still claim the ship as your property?
That I do. It should have the Jolly Roger written somewhere on it, in very large letters.
There is a nod. And Baroness Azalea Bloodwater, you refute this claim.
Yes, he lost right to it when we took it.
He will nod, and he will say, in that case, the ship, if you will, in that case, Your Grace, as you are a party in this, as the next highest individual upon the, you won't call it the totem pole, as the next highest member of the peerage, the ship shall be confiscated and held intestate until such time as this matter is dealt with. either by trial by combat or trial by fire, to determine the ship's true owner.
He nods his head. That is fine with me. I will return in 4 days' time. If you need to get into contact with me before then. He, oddly enough, will hand both Karina and Tatagel a business card. Which just says,
Is he an internet pirate? Sorry.
no. It literally just says Captain Hook. And then it doesn't have a number or an email address or anything. It literally just has coordinates.
He'll nod.
And he will also nod.
Well, I must say it was a pleasure getting to meet all of you. Sorry, my mic's plugging up again. It was a pleasure to meet all of you, but, well, I have a scarf in my armor now that I must go deal with, as well as a couple other things. So, I hope you all have a pleasant evening. And he kind of just turns around. He doesn't actually turn around. Basically, he backs off a few steps, waits until a crew member kind of gets, in front of him, and then he turns around and heads off, because be damned if he gets shot in the back. But yeah, then him and his crew will slowly start filtering out.
Kim, did the bullet did it lodge in his armor, or did it pop off it?
Oh, shit, I forgot to mention it. It lodged in his armor, but he brushed it off, and he picked it up when it lodged, or when he brushed it out of his armor.
Okay, so he still has it.
Yes.
Okay. Tintagel will turn on his heel, and he will give Karina. He won't give the full bow, but he'll give a slightly, an inclination, and he will say, "My apologies for the way that we must introduce ourselves to one another. Allow me to do the formal introduction. Tintagel Flickerflame ap Dougal, Count of the Realm, at your service."
I am pleased to meet you, Your Excellency. I am Baroness Karina Stormfury, Mouse Asen.
Pleasure is mine, Baroness. He will turn on his heel, and he will look at Azalea, and he will say, he will contemplate before he says, I will assume that you will discuss this with your liege lord. It is my intention to do so also.
She just gives a nod and starts walking out towards the ship.
I will remind you, Baroness, the ship is currently under my protection.
You're not getting back without me driving it.
I can fly it easily enough.
No, you can't.
He will walk towards Karina, and he will say, have you found yourself in Dublin for long?
I have been there for about a month. I roughly know my way around.
There's a nod. It has been some time since I have seen our friends from the north of House Essien. I assume that all is well with you and your kin.
Last I saw, they were doing fairly well.
I'm pleased to hear. He will kind of look at the fact that Kincaid was kind of ushered away from the situation and will quirk his head to the side, kind of contemplating as he says, Mr. Kincaid, is there a reason that you stepped away so quickly? Actually, no, he'd say Mr. Dunsane. Is there a reason you stepped away so quickly?
Yeah, because I wanted to kill the guy. But that's not what we're supposed to do.
Oh, excellent. Well, at least you're honest.
To be honest, for a brief moment, when I had no recollection of the situation, I only saw His Grace strike at Zeke over here.
Indeed.
Okay, I don't get what just fucking happened. Okay, that guy says that her ship's his ship, but she took it fair and square. So it's her ship now. Right?
Depends on the story and what exactly happened.
Indeed.
Because
But it's hers. Right?
Well, he contests this, and as they were attempting to, as His Grace was attempting to rectify the situation with a fair and honourable display of arms, Baroness Bloodwater defiled such arrangements by, frankly, I believe the term would be sucker punching him, but I'm not sure what the term would be with a gun.
He hooked the little guy. That's unfair. He's not wearing armor or anything. He's with the hook in his arm. That's okay?
no, it wasn't, because I aimed an arrow directly behind his head and asked him to not do that anymore.
Yeah, but you didn't shoot him with it. I'm just trying to understand what went down.
Let me ask you this, Kincaid. If someone called you a bitch, would you not hit them?
I just ripped their head off. What's the problem?
Just kind of extends her hand out and be like, there, you see? I do not agree that blood should have been drawn at all.
This is because she's not.
No, not really. I didn't care before.
I take issue with any individual who will, whilst an honourable combat is being planned, shoot someone in the stomach.
He had armor on.
There is a very casual shrug.
But, isn't this her place? So, if you show up and you be an ass in someone's place, can't you, do stuff?
Technically speaking, Mr. Littlechild did disrespect His Grace first.
How?
Unfortunately, he did interfere in a situation in which he was not really involved in.
But how did he disrespect him? He didn't call him a name or nothing. He didn't push him. He didn't say nothing. But there was a joke about a ship. I mean, is that bad?
From what I understand, when it comes to pirates, ships are a serious business.
So, just so I understand, if you lot are talking and one of us says something, y'all have all right to just do whatever you want to us because we shouldn't have been talking?
No.
But that's what you just said. You just said he got disrespected, so he gets to shove a hook through the little guy's arm. That's what you just said.
I said specifically that the hook was too far. I specifically said that.
I don't get that. I don't get it.
And you yourself said that if someone disrespected you, you wouldn't even use the hook. You would take off their head.
Yes, I'd just kill him, dead.
So I am trying to understand where you are coming from in this.
Okay, here's the deal. I'm not stupid. It's just that sometimes I don't understand this court stuff. So I'm just kind of asking for an explanation. Please don't get mad at me or think I'm trying to be disrespectful or nothing like that, okay?
Motherfucking.
He
I'm just
will-
trying to understand.
It's me.
Tintagel will raise his hand with one finger up, and he will say, "Contemplate this. The most powerful lion roars the loudest and is the master of the pride. Yes?
I guess. I don't know.
Well, the situation is not much different. Essentially, the Duke was the most powerful individual here via blood and status. However,
How'd you know it was a duke?
he said he was, or rather, Baroness Azalea said he was.
She called him Dookie. He's really a duke?
Yes. So, as I've said, he roared the loudest. And he was the strongest. To answer your question, Mr. Littlechild offended him, in which case the Duke distributed what he felt was just punishment. Now then, your iteration of just punishment is death. The Duke had a different mindset on the topic. However, ultimately, you'll see him shrug. The fact of the matter is that if Baroness Azalea did steal from the Duke, then she will be punished for doing so. If it is deemed theft.
She ain't gonna give you back that boat. We're lucky. We're gonna be lucky if she's not gone already.
He'll contemplate. There are other ways of leaving this place, but yes.
Can we see if we can get out of here? Because she's like not here.
That's a fair point. Baroness Stormfury, I have already said that I intend to go and speak to... as they're walking back towards the ship, by the way. As they're walking back towards the ship, I've said that I intend to go and speak to Duchess... Duchess's name?
Thaedrus Rion.
Of what house?
You asking a lot of questions. Hold on, I gotta go look at her sheet now.
She didn't say.
I don't think Azalea gave the shot. I don't think Azalea gave the house, rather. My bad.
Okay. I could rock a politics roll to do it, but I'm not that inclined. So he'll say, I intend to go and speak to the Duchess as to the behavior this evening. Would you mind accompanying me in order to provide further noble witness?
I would be more than happy to do so. Your Excellency.
He has his hands clasped behind his back as he walks and he says, It is unfortunate. I had rather thought the captain to be, if somewhat vulgar, verbose, and full of life. But then again, there are limits.
What about the whole honors a lie thing?
I beg your pardon?
We're on Sealy, right? I mean, it's all part of the gig.
Okay. Holy shit, I can't remember if Tintagel is Sealy or on Sealy. Give me a sec.
Evan, it's a character played by you. You know this bitch gonna be on Sealy.
Yeah, I don't think I've seen you play a Sealy character yet, except for Cardinalin. Yeah, no,
Cardinalin was pretty Sealy.
Huh?
He's pretty silly, but he was.
You never met Cardinalin. He was pretty... I like Cardinalin. This guy's more badass version of it. He is, in fact, on Sealy.
Actually, Sue did meet Cardinalin.
Yeah.
Oh, yes, you did. My apologies. I forgot about Sue. Yes. We are not denying the right to life. Why do you think we are, Mr. Dunser?
I don't know. It's just, this is really confusing.
I'd be more than happy to provide you with a book on the topic if you'd be interested.
Creed will turn to Kincaid and ask, and will say, honor is a fabrication made by us to control our impulses.
Yeah, okay, I get that. So, like, these duels and shit are real. Like, you can't like sucker punch a guy or kill him in his sleep before the fight or anything like that. You gotta like legit go head up with him.
If we were in actual war, and this were a battle, then
Doesn't the whole piracy thing trump the whole like noble thing when you're in the pirate place?
no. Well, at least not in this case.
Out of character. Can I make an academics roll, Kim? Just the whole thing about like the whole adage on his own ship a captain outranks a king.
Sure.
I got 3 dice.
I mean, that's a round average.
I got 3 dice. Yeah, I got 3
Yeah.
dice. I was not that smart. If
Standard.
on his own ship, a captain outranks a king.
Poetic. However, the issue is, and he will smile as he walks. Actually, no, his character never smiles. What am I talking about? He will say as he walks, but the issue is the ship's owner is in dispute. Thus, if it is not her ship, she cannot be king.
So all she's got to do is prove it's her ship, right?
Yes?
Or she's going to fucking drive it like she stole it. I guess we'll find out when we get to the dock.
Is the ship still there when we make it to the dock?
It is. It's ready to sail, but
I ain't gonna lie, we was all expecting.
I was
I'm
honestly,
not gonna lie. I was currently, yeah, I was reading Oniromancy, going, how can I get my way out with this?
Yeah, no, I go front like, because I don't know where are we in the dreaming or it sounds like we're in the dreaming. This
you're in
is
a
or
freehold in the dreaming. Yeah.
wait. Are we in a free? Wait, you said we're in a freehold in the dreaming. Like what?
It's a large freehold. A freehold is like a space within the dreaming created from another space in the gray world.
The world location. That's what I'm trying to figure out.
You would
We're
have
the
to leave to
Hebrides.
find out.
We're in the Hebrides.
But we came in through a trod.
Okay.
Next, you know, we exit and we're in Outer Mongolia or something, and we're just sitting there going, well, fuck nuggets.
I'm not gonna lie. I think Karina would get down with Mongolia. Like.
You start losing body parts.
It's okay, Marcus. Remember, I'm House Dougal. We lose them anyway.
So we get to the boat. I'm like, okay, the boat's still here. That's good.
Small positive step.
Kincaid goes, so it'd be like, so like she could shoot me if I go, don't shoot, right?
I think that would more be my issue. The darkest of dark jokes.
Cardlin will kind of nod. Oh, for the record, because I haven't made reference of her since she came on into the scene. Wherever Cardlin goes, there is a female troll in the same kind of glittering gold armor he is following him around.
Well,
Doesn't
you keep
talk
calling
much.
him Cardlin.
I should stop calling him Cardlin. Tintagel. I'll fight you IRL, Tim.
Okay. No, because you're actually going to confuse me. Because I was like, just call him Cardinal shit.
His name is Tintagel. I love him. It is fine. He has a cool name.
My money's on Tim.
Yeah, no, so is mine. Realistically, I'm made of broken bits and glass. Tim would just blow on me and I'd fall over. But you know, he'll walk up the gangplank.
She's standing at the top back of the ship by the wheel, looking out over the water with her hands on the railing.
I'm not happy.
That
Why?
makes two of us.
Why are you not happy, Mr. Kincaid? Or Mr. Dunson?
There's stuff that can happen because of this. And I don't know what half of it is.
When you say stuff, you mean...
It's kind of like if you're in a caravan and you make a cake, you don't stomp.
Allow me to ask you a question, Mr. Kincaid, or Mr. Dunson. If you are strong, do you believe that that is justification to take what you want?
What are we talking about here?
Any rules? The rules you live by.
Strong eat the weak all the time. It's a thing.
Yes? That is fine. But is that what it means to be strong? To be able to subjugate the weak?
To be able to feed your crew, protect your crew, and kick anybody's ass you can that comes at your crew. That's what it means to be strong.
Exactly. So you value your crew. They're your friends, your family.
Corby first. Hell yeah. All time.
I understand that. So, are there weaker members of a Corby? Those who are not as strong?
By by everyone else's standards, no. By ours, sometimes there's a slow guy, but you watch his back.
Exactly. That is exactly what we are doing here. That is exactly why the law here exists. We are making sure that those who cannot fight, who cannot be strong, are protected. We are watching the back of all of those who are in our community, all of those who draw blood and breath from the dreaming. That is why we have law, Mr. Corby, or Mr. Dunson, to protect those, to watch our Corby's back.
No disrespect intended, but I'm sure they sang that song back. I'm sure they sang the same song back in the 70s when they was cutting us into little pieces for fun.
Oh shit, Tim, how does a really traditionalist she answer that?
I know Karina's response. Karina's response would be, my house wasn't here.
Oh, yeah, you
Like, we
didn't
come
show
like-
up till later, did you? Shit.
Oh, Korea's one of the last houses, fam. She's like, what?
Give me a second. I actually have to think of a comeback for that one.
Zeke will come back up on deck from below.
Look, I'm not saying there don't got to be order, like some kind of rules or whatever. Just saying shit's complicated. That's all.
He'll nod. I never claimed it wasn't. But then again, I would rather have the weak who cannot defend themselves protected via some kind of law, some kind of rule, than I would have them be subject to those who think of themselves as strong.
So Bloodwater. Countess Bloodwater? Countess Bloodwater? Baroness Bloodwater.
Probably nothing soon. Just Captain.
Captain Bloodwater. I'm just saying. Damn.
I figured a gunshot compared to him attacking a guest, but c'est la vie.
Land on the table, brass tacks. Darkness is, that'll swallow all things. You could have took
But
him.
please, by all means, Count, you say you can pilot this ship? Let me prove to you that it's mine. Go ahead.
The Count will nod and will walk down. He will walk downstairs. Hi, Kim.
Zeke is following him.
What?
The ship is
I
ready to
apparently-
leave. All you have to do is steer.
He assumes there's some kind of fail-safe mechanism to make sure he can't.
Nope.
But this is why he's going to go and check.
You can check the ship. There are no mechanical things preventing him from sailing.
Okay.
The ship actually looks in really good working order. Well maintained.
Kim, you there?
Hmm?
Okay. Basically, there is Tintagil's basically poking around in the gunnel or in the because does this. I'm not sure how you want to work. Basically, how you want to work, quote unquote, flying ships. Does the ship have a chimerical engine?
No. That is not how this ship flies.
Okay. Okay. Okay, so how does it functionally locomotate, as it were?
Wind.
Let me think. Okay. He will walk back. Okay, because I assumed it was. I assumed that it was some kind of. I assumed it was some kind of mechanical quasi device because that's how he does things. But he'll walk back onto the ship, onto the prow or whatever else have you. I assume that he will make sure all the moorings are untied, etc. He's gonna go and stand at the whatchamacallit. He's gonna go and stand at the wheel of the thingy-mabob. So I take Kim if I move the if I basically attempt to pilot the ship, nothing will happen. Correct?
Correct.
I was asking Kim.
Let me making me look at sheets and stuff. Hold on.
I got it this last downtime just so that I had it. You never gave me a number though to roll, so.
I'll be real, because you edited it, so I never realized that there was something that needed to be done, because usually it shows up by a new thing, and I was never told, so...
Oh yeah, I don't like hundreds of posts on mine, I'm sorry.
Well, it's fine, like, I understand, but, like, I still had no fucking clue.
I edited it tonight saying I hate Hook.
Well,
I hate him. I hate him. Urgh.
you'll hate him more when you figure out which house he's in.
Hashtag that Baylor life, Kim.
Right? I was gonna say.
Y'all will be surprised.
He's totally Ashran's cousin or something.
Nope. Y'all will see.
Or something.
Oh,
Or he's the same one as the Duchess that she serves under.
it's just a non.
Maybe I loon it.
Y'all see, don't worry about it. It'll be okay. Yeah, that's fine. Go ahead and roll it then.
And so
It's gonna be sovereign prop.
I need that thing. Did I really close my sheet down? I need that one. Did I close that? Okay, so what are we setting the...
Starts with diff 8.
Okay, so freehold makes it 7. Let's see.
Now, I will say this roll will be backdated
What?
to when you decided to do this. So remember that with your successes.
Okay.
To be honest, you're gonna need a lot of them.
Oh no. That's why I need more dice. I am going to spend a willpower, if I may, as well. And let's see. For the bunk, she's gonna have hung off the front and kissed the what's that thing called? The statue-y thing that's on the front of the ship.
Figurehead?
Yes, the figure.
That's the word.
Which
How you're hanging off really defines this. Are you
Without
using
ties or ropes or anything, with just her hands.
what's your death athletics?
That is
Actually, go ahead and roll
6.
your dex athletics.
Okay. We rolled up.
Poor Kim, you can hear the tired.
It's fine, I got this shit.
Three successes on that.
You do it. Is the ship moving or is it docked?
Do it while it's moving.
Is it in the air or is it on water?
Probably in the air, knowing her.
Okay, with those 3 successes. -3.
Okay, so that brings it down to 4. Okay, let's see, that would have given me a week on that one with 4 successes. Let's see, what day did I do that?
Mm.
I'm looking. That would have brought it to the 23rd, so she would have done it again after that.
I may do one more for the 23rd. I feel like I need to make that an announcement. If you do bloat booking, just let me know if it's on like edited. So stuff like this don't happen.
Yeah, I mean, I normally just have players post the things and the things, so I know that
Yeah,
there's something I have to look at.
Gets it through this time. If I mathed right.
Huh? You got 3 successes?
Plus willpower for that other week. 4.
Got lucky. It ends exactly today.
And she will do it again tomorrow because you can't do it until it's ended.
Okay. Either Kim or Tim, I need the changeling counter magic rules. Because I know they exist. I think it's a gray mirror rule.
Surprisingly enough, not in C20.
Mm-hmm.
Really?
Really?
They don't actually have counter magic rules?
They have what is known as invoking the autumn.
I will invoke the autumn. Because he's not dumb.
You're not invoking the autumn in a freehold.
No,
No.
you gonna have to back up real fast and let me explain to you exactly what the fuck invoking the autumn is. It is okay. You pretty much invite banality into yourself in order to make yourself immune to any chimerical effects, simply because you were just kind of like, hello, okay. As an example that you'll know, you remember when Anthony's tech priest just kind of looked at that Eben Geist and was like, hey, you want to come like body hop into me?
That was an amusing day.
Yeah, no, it fucking wasn't. We should have just killed him when we had a chance. But anyway.
It really was.
We barely, it was our first session, we barely almost, like, had a TKP, but anyway. You know, you just kind of look in there at Banality, be like, hey, Banality, you looking kind of good today. How you doing,
Oh,
little girl?
Okay, that's cool. I'm not made of stupid. Plus stupid bits. He will attempt to fly the ship. He will turn and he will perk an eyebrow and he will say, "Why is this impossible?"
Because the ship only responds to me.
Why?
It's my ship.
That is not an answer to my question, Baroness.
But it is. And she'll walk up and she'll turn the rudder without any overt stress or struggle.
You understand that I have taken possession of the ship until such time as a fire or duel is held. You will be leaving the ship in my charge when we reach the Grey World.
And it'll stay.
Very well then.
And no one will take it. Because you can't.
You will also, unless it is in the presence of the other party, not be allowed access to it. I cannot allow you access to it, not allow the Duke access to it.
Shall I take you home then?
Please.
And she is going to take them back. Zoom, zoom, fly. Back to the dock. And if there's nothing else, then as the people depart the ship, we will end this scene. This has been Darkness in Dublin, Changeling. Thank you, players, for playing. Thank you, watchers, for watching.